James has $2.2 million. He is 55 years old and he makes $240,000 a year as a CRNA. But James is burnt out, and he has been asking himself the same question for 2 years now. Is this enough, and can I stop? Now his gut says yes, but the fear inside of him says not yet. Well, today I am going to answer that question for James. I'm going to use actual math, actual projections, and actual planning. Because the question is not just, how much do you have? It is, will it last for 35 years? It is, what does it look like on paper? And it is also, what are the risks you have not thought about yet? I am Brett Fellows, certified financial planner with Oak Capital Advisors. So let us answer James's question. Now here's what we know about James. He is 55 years old and he's been a CRNA for 28 years. He makes $240,000 per year in income, and he has saved $2.2 million. Now, breaking down the savings, James has $1.7 million in a 403b, all pre-tax, $300,000 in a Roth IRA, and $200,000 in a taxable brokerage account. His monthly expenses today are $9,000 a month, and his retirement target are $9,000 to $10,000 per month. His Social Security estimate is $4,100 per month at age 67 or $5,181 at age 70. Now he has a healthcare need, ages 55 to 65, because he has no employer coverage. He also has no pension, no spouse income, no other assets. Just the $2.2 million, and the question, is it enough? Now, most people have heard of the 4% rule. It says that you can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio per year, and you have a very high probability of not running out of money over a 30-year retirement. The 4% rule means you need 25 times your annual expenses to retire. Well, James needs $120,000 per year in retirement. 25 times 120,000 is 3 million. James has 2.2 million. So is he short? Well, not necessarily, because here's why. The 4% rule was designed for a 30-year retirement. If James retires at age 55 and lives to age 90, that is 35 years. So for longer retirements, we often use 3.5% as the withdrawal rate. That means 28.5 times annual expenses. Well, 28.5 times 120,000 is 3.42 million. So the technical answer is James is not quite there yet at 2.2 million. But he does have Social Security coming, and he does have flexibility in spending. And so he has options we have also not discussed yet. So let us step back and look at the full picture. So we modeled 3 scenarios for James. Scenario A, retire now at age 55. Withdraw 3.5%, that's $77,000 per year from the portfolio, plus add Social Security at 70, which is $62,172 per year. So total income from age 70 on is $139,172 per year. But the problem is, from 55 to 70, James only has $77,000 per year from the portfolio, and his expenses are $120,000. So that's a $43,000 gap for 15 years that he needs to bridge. Scenario B is to work 2 more years and retire at 57. 2 more years at $240,000 income adds roughly $400,000 to the portfolio after tax and spending. And the portfolio itself grows to approximately $2.7 million. A 3.5% withdrawal rate equals $94,500 per year. So his gap from 57 to 70 is $25,500 per year, which is much more manageable. So this is the scenario that we recommended as a starting point. But then we worked at scenario C, work 3 more years, retire at age 58. The portfolio grows to approximately 3.1 million. A 3.5% withdrawal is 108,500 per year. So his gap from 58 to 70 is 11,500 per year. Very minimal. So this is the most conservative path. So the question is, how much of his life is James willing to trade for some financial certainty? Now, if James leaves his employer in the year he turns age 55, he qualifies for the rule of 55. He can access his 403b without the 10% early withdrawal penalty. Well, James turns 55 this year. That means he can retire this year and start drawing from his 1.7 million 403b immediately. Now, he of course pays ordinary income taxes, but there is no penalty. Now, the critical rule on this is that the money must stay in the 403b. If James rolls it to an IRA, the rule of 55 protection disappears. So he would have to wait until age 59 and a half for penalty-free access to the money. In scenario A, here's how James bridges the gap from age 55 to age 70. From age 55 to 59, draw 120,000 from the 403b under the rule of 55. This means a plan to manage taxable income. 120,000 from the 403 puts him solidly in the 22 to 24% federal tax bracket as a single filer. Age 59 and a half and beyond, the restriction on IRA access, of course, lifts. So James can now roll some 403b money to an IRA for more flexibility. But bridging healthcare is the most expensive part of early retirement for James. He needs private health insurance from age 55 to age 65. That, of course, is 10 years. At age 55, a bronze plan on the Affordable Care Act marketplace runs approximately $650 to $900 per month. A silver plan, $900 to $1,300 per month without subsidies. Well, James withdraws $120,000 from his 403b. That is well above the $62,600 subsidy threshold. So he will not qualify for Affordable Care Act subsidies. His healthcare cost could be $11,000 to $15,000 per year. Now, COBRA will let you stay on your employer plan for 18 months after leaving. If his employer plan is better than the Affordable Care Act options, COBRA obviously buys him time, and after COBRA expires, he can move to the Affordable Care Act. And if he structures withdrawals to include more Roth income and less 403b income, he may reduce his MAGI and qualify for partial subsidies in some years. We end up budgeting $1,100 per month for healthcare in his retirement model. That's $13,200 per year added to his $120,000 target, so $133,200. But James has a problem he does not yet know about, and it is called the RMD pending time bomb. He has $1.7 million in his 403b. That money is all pre-tax. At age 73, the IRS requires him to start taking required minimum distributions. His first RMD at 73 on 1.7 million, assuming growth, could be $100,000 or more. Now that income stacks on top of his Social Security income. And suddenly James is looking at $160,000 in taxable income. Well then, hello IRMA and hello 32% federal tax bracket. The solution is to use the next 10 to 15 years to convert pre-tax money to Roth. So the window is right now. From ages 55 to 70, James will be in a lower income bracket than when he was working. Each year, he converts $50,000 to $100,000 from pre-tax to Roth. And so thus, he shrinks the future RMD bomb and diversifies his tax risk. Over 15 years of Roth conversions, James could move $750,000 to $1.2 million from pre-tax to Roth. That saves an estimated $150,000 to $250,000 in lifetime taxes. Now let me talk about something that has nothing to do with math. It is called one more year syndrome. It is the phenomenon where someone who has enough to retire keeps working. Just one more year, and then I will have more cushion. Just one more year, and then another, and then another. Now I see this constantly in high-earning APRNs. The income is good, the security from it feels real, but the leap feels terrifying. But here's what one more year actually will cost you. If James is burnt out, one more year costs him 365 days of stress, physical demands, and emotional weight. One more year he does not spend doing what he actually wants. Potentially, his health is compromised. And what does he gain from waiting one more year? Maybe $200,000 to $250,000 more in savings. And that adds approximately $7,000 to $8,750 per year more in retirement income, roughly $580 to $730 per month. But is $580 a month worth a year of your life when you already have $2.2 million? Now, this is a question only James can answer, but it is a question he needs to answer with full information, not with fear. So here's where we land with James after 3 months of planning. Option A, the recommended path. So we work through the end of this year, retire at 55 years and 10 months. Leave the 403B in place and invoke the rule of 55. Draw $120,000 per year from the 403B for his living expenses. Keep Roth IRA and brokerage untouched and growing. But start Roth conversions of $50,000 to $75,000 per year beginning in year 2. Delay Social Security to age 70. And use COBRA for 18 months and then the Affordable Care Act. Option B is one more year of certainty. Work through next year and retire at age 56. It's the same plan, but with an additional $300,000 in the portfolio. So the withdrawal rate drops to 3.2%, which is extremely sustainable. What we told James was that the plan works at 2.2 million, but it is tight in the early years, but it's by no means broken. The risk is the healthcare gap and early sequence of returns in the portfolio. But both are manageable. He's built enough. So the decision is not financial, it is personal. And here's what the James case study teaches us. The first thing is to use the 3.5% withdrawal rate for early retirement, not 4%. Second, the rule of 55 is your access key for penalty-free early distributions from a retirement plan. Third, plan for healthcare costs before Medicare, and we recommend budgeting $1,000 to $1,500 per month. Fourth, start Roth conversions as soon as you retire to defuse the RMD bomb. Fifth, delay Social Security to age 70 if you can. It is the best longevity insurance you can buy. Sixth, one more year syndrome is real. Do not let fear keep you working past enough. If you are a CRNA or a nurse practitioner with 1 million or more and you are asking, is this enough question? Let us have that conversation together. Go to oakcapitaladvisor.com or click on the link below to schedule a retirement readiness assessment. We will run the numbers and show you exactly where you stand. Please feel free to share this video with a colleague who is asking the same question James was asking. And until next time, make it a great day.